I always thought it would be cool if you could go back and listen to the day-to-day of today's highest achievers as it happened, as opposed to 30 years later after they've made it. I believe there's a giant disconnect between ground zero and the top floor because we only see the top floor and the top floor only talks about the top. You know, how valuable would that be? And so it goes without saying, but I believe I'll make it there. And this is the documented journey through each level. My name is Bryson Sessions, and you are listening to the Bed Podcast.
Episode 262, it's July 7th, I believe. It's 2024, 6:57 p.m. Gotta go to bed in a half hour if I want 7 hours of sleep, so we'll see if I do it. But this is gonna be another one of those shows where I start recording and I'm not really sure where it's going. I have no topics in mind, so anyway, so it's ice bath time as usual here. Let me get my timer set up. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, so put this here and we're good to go. All right, time to get in. Okay, so yeah, no idea what I'm gonna talk about, but I will say, so today dude, this water's fucking freezing for some reason. A lot colder than usual. What's going on? I said 92.2. So I went and did a random act of kindness today, and while I was at the grocery store buying the supplies to do so, I spoke with a stranger, and that was the same person that was helping me gather supplies for this random act of kindness. And so when I talked to this lady that was helping me out, it was just so easy to just talk and speak and have conversation. And right after that, it was so simple to go and ask, or to go and talk to other people about whatever. I mean, so I talked to the lady and went down an aisle, just said, hey, what's up, to somebody walking down the aisle. And then when I walked out of the store through the checkout, I had a brief conversation with the dude that was doing the checkout. And it's crazy because, every single day that I've been on the program so far, when I have to go talk to somebody, it's for me, it's difficult because, and I've talked about this, but it's so much easier to talk to somebody about something that you have some sort of knowledge on. You can go back and listen to What's Your Favorite Bread episode. Don't know which one that one is. Maybe 6 or 7 ago. Because I didn't know what to say to this lady. She was just standing in front of the bread, and I was like, what's your favorite bread? And I have no knowledge of bread to the extent of, you have to get this one because this. So much so that I could have a conversation about it. But it seems like every other conversation that I've had, almost all of them, have been something to do with something that I have knowledge on, such as FedEx and UPS deliveries. And then today it was more like I was trying to get help. And in the middle of asking for help, I was explaining my thought process, what I was doing, if she thought it was a good idea, etc. So that's where that came about. But what I'm trying to say with all of this is that it was so easy after I did the hard thing for me. So for me, talking to a random stranger, it's a little bit difficult. I got to break out of my comfort zone to do that. I would rather not talk to anybody. But now seeing the benefits that doing so provides, I kind of want to do it more often. It's a challenge. It kind of greases me up, if you will, gets me a little bit more sharp. So if that's something that can lead to great benefit long term, then I think I ought to try to do that as often as I can. And honestly, that's the point. That's the main point I wanted to share, which was, it's tricky at first, and then I do one, and then I feel on fire. I feel like, fuck yeah, dude, I just did. I did this lady. I had a conversation with this lady. Who else can I have a conversation with? And I went down the aisle and talked to this one guy it was very brief. It wasn't a conversation by any means, but and I went to the checkout. He scanned my items, got me out of there. And I was like, you almost out of here, man? You starting your shift, you're in your shift. And he's like, man, I'm about halfway. I'm like, sweet, about lunchtime. He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, sweet, man. Well, you take it easy, stay in there. You're almost, Normally I wouldn't have said that. And to anybody who's listening, who it's easy for them to talk to strangers and just bullshit, you might be laughing at me, but for me, it's difficult. I don't want to do that. I don't desire to do that inherently, and I just would rather scan and leave. But every time that I do talk with somebody or try to do some sort of act of kindness or something always happens to where I'm like, dude, I'm so fucking glad I did this. This is so cool. I just made a friend. This is a lifelong memory now. And the fact that some of these are actually captured, like the very first random act that I did was at McDonald's. I just drove to the drive-thru, just was going to pay for somebody behind me. And you can listen to that 9 episodes ago. And some foreign exchange, I don't want to call them a student because they were just working, so I don't know what that would be called, but they just walked up to my car and like, can you buy us food? And I'm like, dude, I would love to because I have to get this done tonight, And they were going to pay for it, and they did, but my idea was to pay for it for them. That'd be the kindness act. But anyway, so the main point, like I just said, was the fact that it's tricky at first, and then I do one, and I'm like, dude, I gotta do another one. And then I do another one. I'm like, dude, I'm on fucking fire. I'm the man, That's how I feel. Every time I do something that I'm proud of like that, in my head, my internal monologue is like, you're the fucking man, dude, And I'm sitting here talking to a lady about bread, and I'm like, you're the fucking man, dude, It's funny. So I've got 16 seconds left in the ice bath, so I'm not really sure what else I wanted to add. You know what? Here we go. I got something. So with phase 3 and having to wake up at the ass crack of dawn, 2 a.m., 2:30, right, to go get my workout on, dude, it's just, fuck, man. So when I complete the program, because I will, and I look back, the thing that I'm going to say has been the hardest for me to do, and the thing that made the program the hardest to do, are going to be two completely different things. So the hardest thing for me to do in the entire program, let's see, it's probably, damn, dude, the hardest thing, I'm going to say the hardest thing for me not to do in the program, not that it makes it hard, I'll get to that one in a sec, but the hardest thing for me in the program is sticking to some kind of diet, because I want to eat good shit, dude. And you can have good shit, absolutely. But when I place such strict restrictions on myself, which is, I think, is the purpose of the program, is not to lose weight or to get strong or to get fit. The purpose of the program is mental discipline, toughness, resilience, willpower, all that stuff. But dude, I've got some guac in my fridge. I want to eat some fucking chips with the guac. I don't want to have these Triscuit crackers, the half-ass version. I want some real shit, And I drive by certain restaurants or whatever, and I get a smell of the barbecue, and it's like, dude, fuck, So as far as the whole entire program, from 75 day 1 to phase 3 day 30, which I'm not there yet, but I will be, I think what the hardest thing, I think this will be what I say, because this is truth. I think the hardest thing was just sticking to some kind of diet that's strict. And maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's my issue, because some people follow diets that are a little bit more open and allow for other foods. For me, it was like no junk, no stereotypical junk, no chips, no Pop-Tarts, no certain cereals, things like that. And nothing from restaurants, period. Nothing from fast food things, period. Even if it's a salad, even if it's a leaf of spinach. That's just my rule. So for me, that's why the program is so tough, I think. Because if I could go to a restaurant right now or something like that and just kind of get my calories that way, I think I might even have a whole different answer. This is crazy. I'm really trying to think in depth about this. But, so I'm going to skip that one, we'll come back. But the thing that makes it the hardest to stick to, or the thing that hold on, what did I just say? So the thing that makes it hard to stick to and the thing that makes the program tough for me are two different things. The thing that makes the program tough is doing the second workout. And the outdoor part, I don't really give a fuck, that's fine. It's just the fact that it's an additional 45 minutes of my day, sometimes more if I drive to the location that I do the outdoor workout in. It just adds up. I mean, it's an extra 7 hours per week for me to do this. And there is a lot of benefit to it. I'm not saying it's a waste of time. It's not how I would like to spend my time, but such is life. So that's the thing that makes it tough for me, because if I didn't have a second workout, I'm pretty much already living the lifestyle of 75 hard. Drinking a gallon of water, I'm out of breath, god damn it. I'm drinking the water and I'm doing the workouts. I'm right now I'm in a cut, so I'm following a diet. I'd probably eat some restaurant food or something like that. Maybe like 4 times in 4 months, if I had to guess. I don't know. Maybe a little bit more, 8 times. I don't know. And yeah, so you know, I'm reading. Progress photo I don't do. I don't really drink alcohol that much. Actually, kind of teetering back and forth with like just never ever drinking again, just for the sake of. I think it's cool to be able to say that. I mean, I took my first sip of alcohol when I was 23, I think. Kind of bummed that I did because not many people can say that they've never had alcohol. So it's just a pride thing. Some PR for me, but anyway. So there's that. So the only thing that's different for me and what I'm doing currently is the outdoor workout, which, you know, second workout. And that just moves my schedule all around. So I have to wake up at 2:30 to get it done. And that's fine if I go to bed on time, which today it's looking like I actually might. 7:07 right now, but anyway, so shower time, I guess. No, I actually gotta do a cold shower, so never mind. So I'm gonna hurry and wrap this up, but so right now there's a lot of things that I feel as though I don't get a full amount of time to work on, such as my business and getting the camera out and recording actual podcasts and stuff, because that's coming down the pipeline. So I don't get the time that I want to work on those things because the priority is phase 3 right now. And it's only 20 more days because today's day 9, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look. Yeah, today is day 9. So after today, I will have 21 more days. So that's 3 weeks. And that's nothing, dude. 3 weeks, the fuck's that? So I keep telling myself, because I get really deep in my head about certain things, you know, and I'm like, dude, this is rough. This is hard. I don't have time for the things that I want to do. And it's so funny because I absolutely do. It's just a matter of time organization, time blocking, prioritizing the things I'm going to work on, you know, finding time to do it. So it's fine, but I'm like, dude, I'm putting all this on pause. I just want to get going. You know, I want to work. Let's go. Right now, I got to work. I got to walk outside. I got to take I got to take cold showers, and I got to talk to people. And that's fine. And it's like, I agree with all those things, but it's frustrating because it's like, I want to work on what I want to work on, you know? Like if I clock into my shift, I want to work on what I want to work on. I don't want to go do what my manager wants me to do, right? So me being the manager because I work for myself, right? But yeah, I'm just deep in my head about that because I'm like, dude, it's just only 20 more. It's 3 more weeks, all right? After that, you're going to be off the program. You'll have done the hardest program you've ever done in your life successfully. You failed twice in the whole year, but you did it. As long as you don't fail phase 3, you complete the full year of LiveHard. And it's cool because in my life, I've attempted 75 hard 4 or 5, maybe 6 times. The furthest I got was day 21 or 22. And even then I did some things wrong, so it wouldn't have counted in hindsight anyway. So this time I can confidently say that I've done everything perfectly right. And I know that because I can say with a clear conscience that I did the program exactly as it was intended. I made things harder on myself when, you know, like an unofficial rule is when there's a fork in the road, you have to choose the harder path. I've always done that. I've done it through a full year. So that means I did this through my birthday. I did it through holidays. I've done it through fun events with family, you know. Family's like having a good time, eating a lot of food, drinking, eating pizza, whatever. And I'm just in my room recording a podcast, eating some chicken, right? So, and I think that's the way you're supposed to do it. Andy even says it himself, you know. Don't pick and choose when you're going to do the program. Be like, hey, I'll start after Christmas. And so I'm kind of a hypocrite for saying this, but I started phase 1, I think it was right after Halloween. No. You're right after Halloween so that I would finish by Thanksgiving. And I failed. So then instead of starting right back up, I started right after Thanksgiving. So I'm kind of a hypocrite in what I'm about to say, but I think that's part of the freedom of the program where you get to choose when you start phase 1 and 3, or 1, 2, and 3, or 1 and 2, I guess. Well, you start 75, phase 1 and phase 2 whenever you want. Phase 3, you get no choice. But instead of waiting, for example, like if I were to start 75 hard right now, that would be, 10 weeks from today. I'd probably be August, September. So late September. And it's like, okay, well, my little brother's birthday is in September. If I do this now, I'm not going to be able to go and party with him and whatever. So I'll start after September, Instead of doing that, I'm just like, I'm starting now. If there's something in the way, I'll figure it out, And so with phase 3, it's like, dude, my birthday. Like I could have gone out and celebrated, had a big thing. I could have drank a little bit. I could have had the yummiest foods. I could have done whatever. But it is what it is, man. I started the program, and I think that's the way you're supposed to do it. I think you get the most benefit from, quote unquote, missing out on certain activities and things that are in your life. Just because it's harder. If you make it harder, I think you get so much more out of it. That's partly why I've taken so much out of my diet and just made it so that I only drink water, and I mix protein powder in there. And I guess my rule is just water. So whatever I put in the water, it's fine. Obviously, it doesn't count towards my gallon, but like protein powder, if I were to have pre-workout, that'd be fine. But I'm not having caffeine right now, so it's a whole other thing. So no social media, period. No caffeine, period. No other drinks other than just plain ass water as far as the base goes. So I'm not going to use apple juice just water and apple juice, but I'm not going to use apple juice to mix my pre-workout, whatever. Just water, right? Or to my protein. So just water. And then, what's the other thing I did? Yeah, so no restaurant foods, no fast food foods, nothing. Just plain ass water and my meal preps. And some yogurts. It's just made it a little bit more difficult on myself this go around intentionally. It's the last phase. It's phase 3. Go hard or go home kind of thing. So I feel good about it, but I'd be lying if I said I'm not stoked for this thing to be over with. And I'm stoked for it to be over with so that I can get a couple more hours back in my day to work on what I want to work on, and then have this under my belt, because it's like an Ironman for your brain, So to think that I have done an Ironman mentally for my brain, that's a pretty big accomplishment. And to think that maybe a couple thousand people, there's only a couple thousand people in the world that can say that they've done LiveHard. Probably a few hundred, maybe, I don't know, maybe less than 100 can say they've done it more than once. So I'll get there, but for now I'm gonna finish phase 3, get my LiveHard 1 year in the books, and I'm gonna figure out what I'll do after that. But this is awesome because it transformed my life. 75 Hard changed my life. I cannot stress that enough, dude. Like shit, put that on my tombstone. Put a little spade with the 75 so that everybody knows that I'm a badass and I can hold on to my word. I can keep promises that I make to myself, for myself. I can do hard shit. I'm consistent, I'm determined, I'm disciplined. And that little symbol means so much. So respect to anybody who's done 75 Hard. Respect to anybody who's gone as far as phase 1. Extra respect for phase 2. And all the respect for phase 3 in a full year, because that's fucking incredible. So, and if you are thinking about starting, here's your sign. Just start right now. Start tomorrow. Like for real. Just fucking start. You'll figure it out. Best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Second best time is right now. Chinese proverb. So anyway, I'm gonna end it there because I would like to go to bed. So that's the show, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening, and quick reminder here. So this podcast doesn't prioritize professionalism or quality at all. It's just meant to be a shoot from the hip type podcast with the intent just to get a quick message out. So some episodes might be inaudible in 30 seconds and others might be 45 minutes and super crisp sounding. So all these are being made so that by episode 7,305, which is 20 years, we can come back and see the entire playbook of how I made it to wherever I'm going. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.